One of the many things you're gonna learn when keeping Discus is that they're very finicky eaters, but I've got 3 foods for you that's gonna make sure even the pickiest of them all is gonna gobble it all up. You ready? Let's go. Now, all 3 of these foods got every single one of my Discus to eat, even the most pickiest guys, the ones that were isolated by themselves in a corner, really worried about them because they didn't want to eat anything at all. But I'm gonna show you these 3 foods in the reverse order, meaning from the 3rd best to the 1st best. Not necessarily because I just want to drag you along all the way to the end of the video. Okay, maybe a little bit of that. But really, it's because I'm gonna actually feed this food to the fish and I don't want them to eat the best stuff first. So, the first one that we got is Seachem's NutriDiet Cichlid food. This NutriDiet Cichlid flake food is super duper good for them. It's got garlic in it already. And I've never really been a fan of flake food, but I got this bottle at the last Aquashella and I tried it with my Discus and they absolutely loved it. On top of that, this also keeps my water crystal clear. I've always been a little bit worried about using flake foods because they tend to cloud your water up. Not this stuff. Let's check it out. Just grab a pinch, drop it in, and as you can see, they go crazy for it. Check it out. As you can see, everybody gets some of that flake food and it's gone so fast and the water stays absolutely crystal clear. I'm loving this flake food. And the good news is that Seachem also has a specific Discus NutriDiet flake food. I'm gonna try that after I finish this bottle. I'm sure they're gonna love it just as much. Almost all of it is completely gone and the tank is still just as clear as it was before. Now I know you guys might have noticed something. The arowana, Flaco Dos, he's not eating any of those flakes. That's not his type of food. But the second one that I got for you is his type of food and he absolutely loves it. It's frozen beef heart. Check it out, guys. This brand is called San Francisco Bay brand. I picked it up at my local fish store. This beef heart is super delicious for them. They absolutely love it. They go crazy for it, including Flaco Dos. Check it out. Comes in cubes, so it's easy to access and feed your fish. And I feed this to them frozen just like that. I don't even have to throw it out. Just push on it, you get one right out of there. Bruh. Whoops. I usually feed them about 4 cubes plus 1 just for Flaco. But I'm not gonna feed them that much because remember, I'm gonna feed them a 3rd food, so I don't wanna overfeed. So I've got a total of 3 cubes right now. I'm gonna give 1 to Flaco Dos first because he gobbles that up in 1 bite. And then I'll drop the other 2 and you can check everybody else out. So I like to make sure Flaco gets one before everybody starts going at it. I gotta time it right though. Here he comes. He didn't get it. Bang, there he goes. Flaco got one. Now I'll drop the rest of them in and check the Discus out. As you can see, the severum, some of them try to eat the whole cube by themselves. Threadfin Acara's in the corner over there, bogarting that cube. But they tear it up and rip it apart into really small pieces, which is good for the Discus because they have really small mouths. That's exactly what you want in the tank. Those little small pieces of the beef heart floating around so the Discus can get at it. Again, it's gone so fast that the water stays absolutely crystal clear. There's no cloudiness at all in the water. And last but definitely not least, this type of food is gonna get every single one of your Discus eating. They absolutely love it. Full of vitamins, full of protein, super healthy for them. Blackworms. These blackworms are a delicacy. They absolutely love this stuff, but it is kind of nasty. So nasty that my wife doesn't even want me to keep these in the fridge. By the way, yes, you have to keep your black worms refrigerated. They survive in cold water, but because I cannot keep them in my fridge anywhere next to any type of food, I buy 1 portion of it and feed them the entire portion the same day that I buy it. This 1 portion is a lot of black worms, but watch how these guys devour this stuff. Here we go, you ready? Check that out. And one of the really good things about blackworms is if any of them don't get eaten because maybe you put too many and some of the blackworms actually, you know, hide under a piece of decor or get behind a piece of rock, they're still alive in the tank. But eventually your fish are gonna find them and they're gonna eat them. It's really hard to feed too much blackworms. Even if you do, they are eventually gonna get eaten. Not a single blackworm is gonna survive too long. all gone in less than a minute. That was a big batch. So with your finicky eaters, make sure you try these 3 foods in the reverse order. You wanna try the black worms first and get them to start eating. Now, black worms are gonna be a little bit expensive to keep buying all the time. So you wanna do this as a treat, maybe once a week, definitely to just get them started in eating, especially if your discus are new and they're a little bit timid, they're scared of their new environment and they haven't got accustomed to it yet. The black worms is gonna get them to come out and start eating. That way then you can go into the frozen food and eventually into the flakes, and they'll start to eat everything that you put in the tank. Let me just add this in as a form of clarification. I'm not feeding all 3 of these foods at the same time every day to the discus. That was just for demonstration purposes for this video only. What you wanna do is pick only 1 food, feed them that 1 time a day, and switch it up every other day. Like I said, the worms are gonna get pretty expensive, so you only wanna do that once a week. The frozen beef heart, I feed them that twice a week. And the other 4 days of the week, I feed them the Cichlid flakes. If you enjoyed this discus content, you're gonna enjoy this playlist right here. And if you're a beginner in the hobby, start with this playlist right here. Definitely gonna help you out. See you on the other side.